Let's recap Agatha All Along, episode 3, spoiler alert. All of you who mention Mephisto, you are onto something because he's mentioned in this episode. So the coven is on the road, and Mrs. Hart, aka Mrs. Davis, is rightfully complaining that she's been kidnapped. I mean, she kind of was, right? We learn that the road will test the coven with various trials and tribulations. Meanwhile, the rest of the coven figures out that the teen has a glamour on him, so he can't tell them who he is. They call it a sigil, a redaction spell to hide something. Agatha makes it very clear that they have to stay on the road. Then a house appears out of thin air, and when they go inside, it looks like they've entered a mashup of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Real Housewives, and Gossip Girls. In the house, they find a riddle that leads them to drink some poisoned wine. Mephisto's name is mentioned by Jennifer while talking to the teen. They also talk about Agatha having given up her son, saying she wouldn't even recognize him if he showed up at her doorstep. Everyone but the teen gets poisoned by something called Ill's wife's revenge, causing their faces to swell up like those housewives with way too much surgery. Supposedly, they'll suffer hallucinations, racing heartbeats, face swelling, and eventually death, so they have to rush really quickly to find a cure. And that's when the hallucinations begin. Alice sees her mom, who's about to set herself on fire. Lilia sees someone from the Victorian era, I think, or maybe someone from Salem. She says they're all dead. Jennifer sees a mad scientist who attacks her. And Agatha hears a crying baby, and then she realizes it's the dark hold, and she's terrified. Mrs. Hart hallucinates Wanda choking her husband. They finally create an antidote, and after drinking it, they have to climb into an oven to escape the house, and I am so glad that I'm not there because I know my big ass wouldn't have been fitting in that oven. They forget to give Mrs. Hart the antidote, and she dies. For the first time, they call her Sharon, and Agatha's like, who's Sharon? That's how the episode ends. This one was super fun. We got a mention of Mephisto, but I think they're trying to trick us with all the talk about Agatha's son. Like, wouldn't that be too obvious? That said, I was impressed with Agatha's character in this episode. She's stepping up to help her coven, and I truly appreciate her for that. And there's even a scene where the teen offers to drink the poison wine, and Agatha moves fast to stop him, as if she cares about him. And that was weird, but again, I think they're trying to trick us. Let me leave y'all with this. Do we think Agatha has actually walked the road? Because something don't seem right.